Welcome back for part 2 of our video. Enjoy. Number 7, think about your day-to-day life. What changes can you make that will help free up the emotional space you need to let in someone special? There are so many aspects to our day-to-day existence. Maybe you need to go to a couple different grocery stores so you have new people to meet. Maybe you need to join a different gym. Maybe you just take a different route, take a different gas station. It's amazing when you can change up your routine and patterns of your day that will give a chance for you to have a stimulation of new visuals, which often makes it so you meet somebody new. So here's some thoughts to think about that could be filling up your emotional companionship. Do you talk about your ex a lot? Maybe an ex 3 relationships ago? Maybe the one that got away? Maybe the one that just destroyed your credit, took all your dreams? The one you let do all these things and you didn't even know what was happening? Do you find her distracted by your weight? Maybe you're too thin? Maybe you're more overweight and having a hard time getting around? Or maybe financial challenges. Maybe you don't feel secure enough to be able to take someone out on a date or be courted by someone. What is filling your mind that isn't enriching your life? Look at the things that you allow to influence you. Are you watching positive shows, having positive conversations, taking nice walks to enjoy the day? Grab a little journey booklet and keep it with you or in your car throughout the day. You're going to write in this journal about your journey to find love. Write random thoughts down without overthinking them. This is your journey. You are moving forward to find love, enjoy love, keep love. It's important to have a place where you can release your thoughts, feel safe to have that privacy, but keeping it from just sitting and circling within your mind. At the end of the day, review what you wrote to see what is distracting you from being open to new possibilities. Maybe if you've got an issue with your ex, check that off. If you've got an issue with eating too much, check off how many times you know that you probably should have had the extra food and that was distracting you. Think about the things that you're doing. Think about how you're maybe choosing to spend your money. Is that how you're fulfilling your emotional companionship? By spending money you don't have? Think about these things. Number 8, list the top 3 reasons that you think your previous relationships have not worked out. It isn't always easy. There's obviously the ones that jump right out at people and want to point fingers. But I want you to really think about the top 3 reasons that you think that these past relationships didn't work out. How many of those can you claim responsibility for? And how many of those can you forgive yourself for and move past? Yes, it takes 2 to make a relationship, but only 1 to decide it doesn't work and end it. There's always something that we can learn from every relationship that doesn't succeed. Take the time to own your role, because we can't fix the other person, but we can sure work on ourselves. Take time to understand your role in your last relationship to better understand the opportunity for success in your next relationship. Once you learn a lesson, you don't always have to be repeating it with the future person. But if you deny learning a lesson, it shows up in another form, just in a new relationship. Think about what your previous partner said. What aspects could hold a grain of truth, and think about how you can be more effective in your next relationship. This is our whole focus, is to stop and think. Obviously, many complaints from an ex breaking up with you are not valid, but sometimes there's a little grain of truth in there that we can stop and think about, that we could work on. Maybe we're being too sarcastic. Maybe we're being a little difficult to go out with. Maybe we're being needy and wanting too much time together. Maybe there's something you can discover in your thought process. Number 9, spend 15 minutes in front of a full-length mirror. What image does your reflection betray? Are you hiding behind a few extra pounds or a dated haircut? Are you physically hiding under layers of clothing? Why is that? It always amazes me how much people don't stop to look at themselves through other people's eyes. Many people are far more attractive than they give themselves credit. There's nothing like a wonderful smile, shoulders back, and a positive attitude that can radiate An attractive energy that people will want to stop and get to know you. There are others who think they are the most attractive, and actually this makes them far less attractive. Stop and think about the image you want to project. Is it equal to the look you represent? The reality is that people make their first impression before you even speak. What is your image speaking? Having an overconfident ego. I have lots of clients that come in and just say how they're the best thing. Of course, anybody would love to date them. They're so great at conversation. And they go on and on and on about themselves. And honestly, I don't even think they hear how much they brag about themselves. Which means they're not being humble enough to listen and learn about the other person. They think that they're such a great catch that the other person's just lucky to meet them. Well, to tell you the truth, that's one of the most unattractive traits. So stop and really reflect and be humble enough to get to know the person. And stop and look at how you're being portrayed. Yes, shoulders back and standing tall and confident is good, but also remember that person feels pretty great about themselves too. So number 10, after answering the previous questions, ask yourself, are you sincerely ready to take the steps to emotionally make room in your life for the great gift of love for and from another person? This is a big question. I have so many clients that tell me they just want their person to show up and they're so ready for love. But then when I ask them things to stretch and be vulnerable and let somebody love them, they quiver up and they pull back and they can often get defensive because it's a scary, vulnerable place to be. So you've really got to ask yourself if you're really willing to dig deep. This is your chance. We'll support you every step of the way, but you have to decide you are ready. I have lots of clients that honestly will read this and say they are all good and there isn't any reason they have to do these assignments. If you feel this is you, I highly recommend you make yourself take the time to complete each and every one. I promise there is a message inside that needs to be discovered. Give yourself a chance to be vulnerable enough to let the real love you seek find and love you in return. But doing the same thing you've been doing just isn't going to work this time. It is your time to claim the rest of your life. Having an amazing partner to share the rest of your life with is truly the greatest gift you can give yourself and the other person. Now it's time to take action. So on top of your basic assignments that we'll do every month, we're going to give you an additional 2 parts. That's right, we're starting off with a bang. Part 1, empty out a drawer in your bedroom. By doing this, you're physically and literally making room in your life for someone new. Everyone can condense enough to free up 1 drawer. As you're doing this, think about what other aspects of your life that you can condense to make room for dating and eventually love. Every time you see that empty drawer, empty portion of the closet, you'll be reminding yourself that there is room for somebody to come in and love you. And that when they arrive, they know that you have been waiting for them to fill the empty space that you made available for them. Part 2. Look at your schedule. Reserve 1 3-hour block each week for dating. Keep this your standing quote-unquote date on your calendar. You want to have time to go on a date should the opportunity arise. If you don't have a date scheduled for that week, take the time to do an activity that will help clear up even more emotional space. This is a very tricky thing because some people will take it as it makes them sad every time their date time, quote unquote, isn't being used for an actual date. But it's about sending to the universe, sending to yourself, telling friends and family, this is important. Just like when you go to the gym. You got to go a few times a week consistently, and in a few months, you're going to see the effects on your body. But if you only go once every couple months, you're not going to see a difference. So make time to make these differences. Do you have some emotional baggage that you're having a hard time letting go of? Also use this time to meet with a counselor, find a friend who listens well, or take a walk and have quiet time to think through the reasons you might be hesitant to free up this emotional room. Find something new to fill your time. It will be exciting to have a new topic of interest to share with your friends and family. But most of all, your next date would love to hear all about what makes you happy. Elite and Platinum members enjoy custom assignments at your monthly one-on-one appointments. If you're not already an Elite or a Platinum member, feel free to upgrade your membership and contact our office. Every 30 days, you can enjoy a new series of tips. Month 2 is Love Right in Front of You. In addition, enjoy the tips from our experts. Many blessings to you to find love, enjoy love, keep love.